Flat Stanley, Stanley's Face. Chapter 9. The Weighing. From each little house and each little street the Tyrants came, every man, woman, and child. Even Captain Ick with a guard from the jail. The rain had stopped it, and the evening light shone gold on the brown field in which the tiny people stood assembled. President Ott addressed them. Fellow Tyrants, I must confess that your government has deceived you. The truth is, it will be at least a year before our field and stream are fit again. Cries rose from the crowd. We were lied to. Rosalie, talk about bad news. We will starve. We will starve. Shoot the scientists. Wait, shouted President Ott. We are offered refuge on Earth if the voyage is possible. Pay attention, please. Stepping forward, Mr. Ramchab read aloud from the booklet that had come with the Star Scout. Your spacecraft has been designed for safety as well as comfort. Use only as directed. He raised his voice. Do not add weight by bringing souvenirs aboard or by inviting friends to ride with you. Cries rose again. That did it. We are not souvenir. He said no friends either stupid. We've had it look like. Mr. Ramchab raised his hand. There's still hope. But you must all be weighed. Also, the supplies you'd require for the trip. The Star Scout bathroom scale sat down in the field. Proved too high for the Tyran, and the weighing was briefly delayed until after using the Monopoly board made a ramp by this could easily mount. General Ab barked order. Right then. Group of 20 to 25 family together, and down jiggle. The Ott and 6 other families marched up onto the scale, beside which Mrs. Ramchab stood with a pad and a pencil. 7 1/4 pounds, she said, writing it down. Next, shouts General App. But the Ott group was already starting down, and another marched up. Group after group mounted the scale. There was jiggling due to excited children, but Mrs. Ramchab took care to wait until the needle was still. Within an hour, the entire population of the Tierra has been weighed. Also with a supply of tinned food and fijola. And she added up. Tyrants 239, she announced. Food and fijola 140. Total 379 pounds. Are we saved? Or are we too fat? Came a cry. Too soon to tell, Mr. Ramchab called back. We must see how we can lighten our ship. A good start was made by discarding a space car dining table and one steel bunk. Since Stanley and Arthur could easily share, then out went Stanley's tennis ball, extra sweater, and his cheap file jeep jacket with the American flag. Out went Arthur's knee socks, raincoat, and plastic gorilla he had smuggled aboard. Mr. and Mrs. Ramchep added their extra clothing lamps, kitchenware, the Monopoly game, and Alice the post of the Mexico and France. The crowd who stood hushed at the pile was waited. Somewhere a baby cried, and its parents scolded. 377 pounds, Mrs. Ramchep announced. Oh dear, she whispered to President Oat. 2 less than we need. I see, President Oat, after the moment thought, climbed up onto the scale. Good news, Tyrants, he called. Almost all of us are saved. Cheers up, up. Cheers went up, and then someone shouted. What do you mean, almost all? We weighed as a nation a bit too much, President Old explained, but only 4. If Rogers need to stay behind, I shall be one. Will 3 more volunteer? Murmurs rose from the crowd. That's my kind of present. Leave it behind. How about you, Larv? Asked somebody else. Darn you. The matter was quickly resolved. I won't go without you, dear, Mrs. Oat told her husband. And Captain Ig, hoping to regain popularity, announced that he too would remain. General App was the 4th volunteer. Just an old soldier, ma'am, he told Mrs. Ramchep. Lived a full life. Time now to go. Just fade away too. Hey, wait! Arthur was pointing the scale. We forgot that, she said. We can leave the scale behind. Now, nobody has to stay.